All right, welcome everyone. It's Doug here with the LincolnList.com. This is the week review for the 13th of April. Hope everything has gone well for you, not just this month, but the entire year. If you need help with your trading, visit the LincolnList.com. Take the 14-day free trial. Every day green this week. Just really solid and good trading across the board. So looking to build on that. As always, we'll talk a little bit about the SPY and what we might expect here in the upcoming week. And I apologize for the chart there because it's all messy from the last chicken scratch I've been drawing for the last couple of weeks. But we finally got that breakout, or at least a little bit clearer piece of direction than we had the last couple of weeks. We talked about how important this 204 was to the SPY. You can see it right here in the last couple of weeks. It's been bouncing off of that nicely. And then this week we kind of like perked up there, and there was just a little bit of a flag here on the daily chart. I'll expose it just a little bit more. Just kind of perking right along there and finally broke out there on Thursday late in the day over the consolidation, and then you got a little bit of follow through Friday. Right now there isn't any resistance here until this chart gets to the 211s. You might get some snapping back here, back and forth a little bit, or some choppy conditions. We'll see if we get up to 211 if this market really has legs to start making some new highs. Other than that, it's just kind of business as usual, and I really wouldn't bank on any kind of sell-off or market correction, as I mentioned the last couple of weeks, until you really get underneath of this 204. It doesn't really make a difference at this point. As long as it holds 204, the market's going to continue to kind of operate internally like it has been. So there's where we're going to leave it here with the SPY. Now let's take a look at a couple of stocks and some things that might open some doors as we move into this week. One stock I do like is KMI. This is a nice looking chart. There was a lot of option buying at the 46 strike here in the last couple of days. So that's kind of getting the stock lifting. You got a really solid grinding pattern, but when we look at the daily chart, not only do you have some good intraday, but you got a really nice, say about a triple top right there, working all the way back since July. So I think if we get that move above 43 early on, that we'll probably see a nice little move up there somewhere a little bit closer towards the 44. So this KMI, not too bad. I also want to take a look at this ESPR. We talked about this one a couple of weeks. It's been a hot stock lately. Some pretty nice trading in this one overall. The volume's been a little bit light lately, but another nice looking daily chart where you've got a little bit of a flag working here and just a really nice tight formation walking up this 20 moving average. This green line is my 20 moving average, by the way. Just kind of holding on that. You can see the last few days just kind of consolidated tightly in an area. Now, if this is, for me, I don't think unless we get over 103.59 with a little bit more volume, would this turn into a long. And the reason I do have it up here is because these little therapeutic and bio stocks have been kind of pick and choose lately. The sector's still really, really strong, but we're starting to see some really be strong one day while the other ones take a few days off. You know, a couple of weeks ago there it was Kite and Juno every day, and then it's just kind of bouncing around from one to the other. So if it does make that move, what I would do is just set the alert there for 103.59, 103.60. If you get that cross and you see that the average daily volume looks to be stronger than it has been over the last couple of days, then I would give ESPR here a chance or expect a nice little push to the upside. Now those first two stocks, yeah, they look pretty good. But this DL, I'm going to show you right here, really, really looks good. I mean, this thing is nice and rampy. One of my favorite. I don't know if that's really a good word, rampy. But I like this. Nice and parabolic over the last few days. Has cleared pretty much all the resistance. You'd have to go further back than 6 months to find the next level. But you got a nice little 79 RSI. You know, not the hugest parabolic that we've seen, especially when you've seen some really big moves like VLTC, etc. But a nice stock here that definitely is setting up for a nice little short. As always, when they close really strong or they have some great back-to-back days, if you're fortunate enough to get that morning rush, that really makes the trade a lot easier. For example, VLTC today, I'm just going to kind of show you this real quick, where you've got the strong stock and then it begins the morning catching the last bit of chasers. You get this nice little parabolic push of that one last surge, and then the stock spends the rest of the day kind of selling off after that. Looking for the same thing. So when you're trading these 2 to 3 day parabolics, you know, first thing you have is the front move, which is day one. And when you're in day one, that stock might just go from bell to bell and grind. Now, when you get to day 2 and day 3, that's when the short becomes a little bit more enticing, especially if the stock has continued to rise. In this case, is what you have with DL. So as you look at VLTC, even though the range is a little bit different, if you can get that move where you get what I just showed you, that nice little surge in the morning, I think DL would set up real nice. I'd take that trade. I'd take that trade any day. I like that DL. So kind of keep that one up on the watch list. Also ANAC, kind of the same strategy here with ANAC. This is a really, really strong daily chart, but unlike the other ones, this hasn't gone parabolic. It's just been methodically grinding it out. I mean, really since you go back here to February 6th, I mean, this thing has not really pulled back. Maybe just one little area right here. That's all you have. But other than that, the stock has been very, very strong and very, very grindish. It has made for us in the day trade room a couple of nice plays. Like early in the morning, you get some of these paras right here like this, or you get the spikes like this. You get some opportunities where this is a pretty good scalper. And sometimes that's what you have to take. You gotta have to take the scalp trade at first, and then work your way maybe into something a little bit bigger or build a position. And I think the big sell day, or a nice, not going to say big sell day, but just a nice -1, -2 day is coming here very soon for ANAC. It would help its case if it was to really go parabolic, like I have been mentioning through the theme of this, is if you get that morning surge or that one last blow off run where everybody's just chasing it. That's going to put you in a much better position for a short. I like this one here. I think it's a little bit too long to just sit there and go long on this name and just sit on it. But let's watch for this thing to move towards 62 again with some rejection. If it makes new highs, I'll be looking to build a position short off of some of these nice little parabolics like you've seen. So anyway, there's going to be a few stocks that are going to get you started. But you know what? None of these stocks might work for crap come Monday. You just don't know what you're going to get. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's hard to tell. I mean, every day that you wake up, that's one of the beauty things about what we do. It's like a surprise. You get up and there's all of these great opportunities, and at any minute, at any second, these things can come by. So if you're kind of having a hard time following, or you're not where you need to be as a trader, you're falling behind, you've got some great ideas, but you just can't execute the ideas. Once you execute the ideas, you can't manage the ideas. Make sure you visit the linkedinlist.com. Take a 14-day free trial to the live trade room. Every trade's made live in real time on screen. Other than that, you guys have a great week of trading. As always, if you need me, you know where to reach me. Take care of yourself.